Have you ever felt like life is moving faster than you can keep up? Like no matter how hard you try, the days blur together and you are just going through the motions instead of truly living. If that sounds familiar, you are not alone. So many of us hit our 30s, 40s, and beyond and realize somewhere along the way we stopped designing our lives and started just reacting to them. But what if I told you that a few simple shifts could change everything? Not overnight, maybe, but steadily, meaningfully. That's what today is about. We are diving into 10 rules that have the power to transform your life, not by adding more to your plate, but by helping you focus on what actually matters. Now, these aren't just random tips, these are principles that have stood the test of time, backed by research, wisdom from people who have lived well, and yes, a little tough love when needed. So let's jump in. Rule number one: own your mornings. Think about how you usually start your day. Is it a frantic scroll through emails, news, or social media? Or worse, hitting snooze until the last possible second? Here's the truth: the first hour of your day sets the tone for everything that follows. Imagine instead waking up just 30 minutes earlier, not to do more, but to think, move, or even just breathe. Maybe it's a quiet cup of coffee on the porch, a short walk, or journaling three things you have gratitude for. It doesn't have to be grand, but that small pocket of time before the world's demands crash in, that's where you reclaim a sense of control. I know mornings can feel impossible if you're not a morning person, but this isn't about becoming one. It's about stealing back a little piece before the chaos begins. Start small, 5 minutes, no phone, just you. Rule number two: stop waiting for motivation. Raise your hand if you have ever thought, I'll start when I feel motivated. Yeah, me too. Here's the hard truth: motivation isn't something you find, it's something you build by taking action. Think about exercise. Nobody wakes up excited to lift weights or run in the rain, but the people who stick with it, they don't rely on motivation. They rely on discipline, showing up even when they don't feel like it. And guess what? After they start, that's when the motivation kicks in. So, whatever you have been putting off, whether it's a project, a health goal, or even reconnecting with someone, don't wait for the right mood. Start before you are ready. Action fuels motivation, not the other way round. Rule number three: the people around you shape your future. This one's uncomfortable, but it's too important to ignore. You are the average of the five people you spend the most time with. Their habits, their attitudes, even their problems, they rub off on you, whether you realize it or not. Now, I'm not saying to cut people out of your life, but I am saying be intentional about who gets your energy. Are the people around you lifting you up or dragging you down? Are they curious, kind, and growing, or stuck in the same complaints? This isn't about judgment, it's about awareness. Maybe it's time to seek out a new community, a book club, a class, even an online group that aligns with where you want to go. Surround yourself with people who make you think, if they can do it, so can I. Now, these first three rules might seem simple, but Don't underestimate them. Small shifts, consistently applied, create massive change over time. And the best part, you don't have to tackle everything at once. Pick one to focus on this week. Because here's the secret: life changing habits aren't about perfection, they are about showing up again and again, even when it's messy. And speaking of showing up, let's talk about the next few rules because they build on exactly that idea. It's funny when we talk about changing our lives, we often think we need some huge, dramatic overhaul. But the real magic happens in the small, quiet choices we make every single day. Those first three rules we covered, they are about taking back control of your time, your actions, and your circle. Now, let's build on that foundation with the next few rules because this is where things really start to click. Rule number 4: learn to say no without guilt. How many times have you said yes when you really wanted to say no? Maybe it was to a social event you didn't have the energy for, a favor that drained you, or yet another commitment that left you stretched too thin. Here's the thing: every time you say yes to something that doesn't align with your priorities, you are saying no to something that does. Your peace, your goals, or even just rest. Saying no isn't selfish, it's necessary. And the more you practice it, the easier it gets. Start small. Thanks for thinking of me, but I can't take that on right now. No long explanations, no apologies, just a clear, kind boundary. You'll be amazed at how much lighter you feel when you stop filling your life with obligations that don't serve you. Rule number 5: your future self is watching. Act accordingly. Ever made a decision you knew you'd regret later? We all have. But here's a simple shift that changes everything. Start asking, what would my future self thank me for? That extra hour of sleep instead of late night scrolling? Thank you. Choosing the salad over the third slice of pizza because you know how sluggish you'll feel after? Thank you. Taking the time to save money instead of impulse buying? Thank you. Your future self isn't some distant stranger. It's you, just a little further down the road. And the choices you make today are either gifts or burdens you are handing to them. So, next time you are torn between what's easy now and what's better later, ask, which version of me do I want to be? Which version of me do I want to see? Now, rule number 6: progress over perfection. Let's be real. How many times have you given up on something because you didn't get it exactly right? A missed workout turns into I've blown it, might as well quit. A small spending slip becomes budgeting's hopeless. We hold ourselves to impossible standards, then beat ourselves up when we fall short. But here's the truth: perfection is the enemy of progress. The people who succeed, whether it's in health, careers, or relationships, aren't the ones who never slip up. They are the ones who keep going anyway. So, if you're waiting for the perfect time to start, stop. If you're holding yourself to a standard you'd never expect from someone else, let it go. Focus on better, not perfect. One healthy meal, 10 minutes of movement, a single page of that book you have been meaning to read. Small steps add up, but only if you take them. Now, if you are feeling overwhelmed, don't worry. You don't have to master all of these at once. In fact, I'd argue that trying to do too much too fast is why so many people give up. Instead, think of these rules as tools. You don't need to use every single one today, but it's good to know they are in your toolbox when you are ready. And speaking of tools, the next few rules, they are about shifting your mindset in ways that will make everything else easier. Because once you see things differently, you'll start acting differently. And that's when real change happens. You have made it this far, which tells me something important. You are serious about making real, lasting changes in your life, and that's worth celebrating. Because here's the thing, the first six rules we have covered, they are powerful, but they are just the setup. The real magic happens in how you think about your life, your choices, and what's truly possible for you. So let's dive into the final four rules, the ones that tie everything together. They aren't just habits, they are perspectives that will help you build a life you don't feel the need to escape from. Rule number seven, happiness is a skill, not luck or any circumstance. How many times have you thought, I'll be happy when I do this, when I lose the weight, when I get the promotion, when the kids are older, or even when I retire? We treat happiness like a finish line, something we'll reach someday if everything goes right. But here's the truth, happiness isn't a destination, it's a skill. Think about it like a muscle. The more you train it, the stronger it gets. And how do you train it? By practicing gratitude, savoring small moments, and choosing to focus on what you have instead of what's missing. It doesn't mean ignoring problems, it means not letting them overshadow everything else. Try this. Every night, name three things that went well that day. They don't have to be big. Maybe it was the way sunlight came through your window in the morning, or a funny text from a friend. The more you look for these moments, the more you will realize they were there all along. Rule number 8, you don't have to figure it all out today. Raise your hand if you have ever stressed yourself into paralysis because you felt like you needed to have your entire life mapped out right now. Everyone has. But here's the good news, you don't have to. The pressure to have everything figured out is exhausting and unrealistic. Life isn't a straight path, it's a series of adjustments. The job you thought you'd love might not be right forever. The hobby you pick up at 50 might become your greatest passion. The only thing you need to know today is the next right step. So, if you're feeling stuck because the big picture seems blurry, zoom in. Ask yourself, what's one thing I can do today that moves me forward? Then do that. The rest will unfold as you go. Rule number 9, your struggles are part of your story, but it's not the whole story. We all go through tough seasons, health scares, job losses, heartbreaks, and failures. And in the middle of them, it's easy to feel like this is it. Like the struggle defines you. But here's what I have learned, the hardest moments of your life aren't just obstacles, they are turning points. Think about the last time you faced something difficult. Did it teach you resilience? Did it lead you somewhere unexpected? Did it show you who really mattered in your life? The challenges we face don't just happen to us, they shape us. And that doesn't mean you have to be grateful for the pain, but it does mean you can trust that you'll grow with it. So, if you're in a tough spot right now, remember this isn't the end of your story, it's just a chapter. Rule number 10: life expands or shrinks based on your courage. This is the rule that ties all the others together. Because at the end of the day, every change, every real change requires courage. The courage to say no, the courage to start before you are ready, the courage to surround yourself with people who challenge you. But here's the beautiful part: courage isn't something you're born with, it's something you practice. And every time you choose it, even in small ways, you send yourself a message: I am someone who takes action. So, what's one courageous choice you can make today? Maybe it's having that hard conversation you have been avoiding. Maybe it's signing up for the class you have always wanted to take. Maybe it's just admitting out loud what you really want. Whatever it is, do it scared. That's how life gets bigger. And there you have it: 10 rules that, if you apply them, will change your life. Not because they are complicated, but because they are consistent. They are about showing up for yourself day after day in ways that add up to something extraordinary. Now, I'll leave you with this: you don't have to do everything at once. Start with one rule that resonates with you. Practice it until it feels natural. Then add another. This isn't about overhauling your life overnight. It's about building a life you love, one choice at a time.